Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Just 2019 World Indoor Bowls Championships, live here at Potter's Leisure Resort. Coming up, a great game, Simon Skelton versus Jason Greenslade. Stay with us for every bowl sent. But we wanted to show you some of the basics of bowls, to give you an idea what the game's all about. You might recognise some of these people involved in the VT. Enjoy!
Well, hello folks, and here are the World Bowls Tour Basics of Bowls. For the World Bowls Tour, we play on a blue carpet and it is perfectly flat. The shoes that the players wear have to be perfectly flat-soled so as not to damage the carpet. The bowls equipment we use, the jacks are a complete sphere, whereas the bowls have a shape to them, and that's why they have a curve when they go down the rink. So how do we score in the game of bowls? Well, in this situation here, the score would be 1 green because the green bowl is closer than any of the red bowls. In a situation where that green bowl was there, it would be 2 red because the red bowls are closer than any of the green bowls. So that's how we score at bowls. And at the WBT events, we play 2 sets of 9 ends and, if necessary, a 3-end tie-break. The mat has to be in line with the dots, and then when the jack is cast, that is put in line with the dots at the other end.
The minimum distance the jack needs to be delivered is 23 metres. On the portable rink, the maximum distance is 29.5 metres. If it goes past the tee, we put it back on the tee. The most common type of measure we would use is this simple box measure. It's a string which will reach around about 30 centimetres right through to about 3 metres. To measure 2 bowls, place 1 pointer up against the jack, release the lock, set your measure on the first bowl, lock the measure, then move to the next bowl, measure up against the jack, check the bowl. And just to make sure nothing's moved, go back and repeat. When you know which is the closest bowl, just turn it out.
So hopefully that's helped you with the basics of bowls. Enjoy the game, that's what it's all about.
Well, that was a few basics of the game of bowls for you. And our order of play for today, of course, we've got Simon Skelton, Jason Greenslade up next. This afternoon, defending champion Mark Dawes versus Michael Stepney. Then the 2 ladies semi-finals, Catherine Rednall, Julie Forrest, Alison Merrion, Ellen Faulkner. Your match officials for today's first game up: umpire Dan Blewett, marker Francis Fletcher, shot clock Mike Davis. Hand over to Richie Bear for the opening.
A former Commonwealth Games gold medalist and World Mixed Pairs champion. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Smiler, Simon Skelton. And this steady, consistent player is no stranger to the final stages of a world ranking event. A former Scottish Masters and Welsh International Open champion. It's the Welsh Wizard, Jason Greenslade.
Excellent early morning atmosphere at Potter's. Meanwhile, Andy Thompson, who's still involved in this year's Open Singles, of course, is in the commentary box alongside our own David Corkill.
Thank you, Rishi. Big crowd here, as you're saying, always very supportive of the matches, but it's an early match, and it's good for these 2 players to be playing at this time because they've had plenty of time before to get some practice in. The rink is allocated to the 2 players 30 minutes before this match commences, so they've had plenty of time to get their arm in, find the pace of the rink.
Jack length 24.5 metres.
It's likely to change a little bit over the next hour and a half, simply because of the people coming in, the atmosphere changes in terms of heat. Won't change much, but just a little bit. Good to see Simon Skelton back Playing in a tour event, Andy?
Yes, very good player, Simon. Internationalist for, well, he's actually not been playing in the England team for a few years now, but still hard man to beat. Played really well in his last game. Yeah, the 10 o'clock slot, I think players actually quite like this time. It's quite, you don't have a whole day to hanging about, and you're just getting up in the morning, playing your game. So I think it's a popular time for the players.
Yes, it's certainly a time that I would opt for, simply because you're allocated that time beforehand, and as you say, Andy, you're not hanging around waiting. Simon Skelton's changed his delivery slightly. He used to almost fall off the mat after delivering the ball, but he's now planted on the mat. He had an injury a few years ago, and he's adapted.
Yes, the infamous wheelchair match, which I could recall a few years ago. I'm sure some of the viewers could recall that one as well.
And he won.
Yes, he did. I'm not going to say who he actually beat.
No, I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to go there.
But yes, it was rather amusing for everyone. Excellent start from Jason.
Let's just go there. Yes, okay. He beat John Price. Our good friend and co-commentator.
Yes. Well, Pricey won't be happy with you.
Nothing new there.
Well, attacking early. It looks to be under. Yeah.
Well, two brilliant opening balls by Jason Greenslade. Sort of set out his stall here, hasn't he? He's going to go for these.
Well, I think you'll probably find Jason playing exactly the same type of game. He won't hesitate to run it heads here. Well, just the same ball, Jason. I don't think there's an awful lot of thought really needs to go into this. Just a draw.
Well, you just never know with Jason. He's one of the most difficult players to predict what he's going to play, because he sees the game in a different way than most people.
Yes, I think we'll be fooled a few times this morning.
Well, he needs to make centre rink with this one. Well, he'll go again, I would have thought, but depends how much weight he uses this time. He wants the trail shot, which is very difficult, or go again for the two balls.
He's attacking again. I think he's missed it under again.
Well, look for the run through. Not this time.
As you say, the run through, but it was always under. Chance for Jason to open with a 3.
Tidy up the treble, isn't it?
Perfect start.
3 shots, Jason Greenslade.
Folks just coming in after a late breakfast here at Potter's Resort. Vast majority of these people will be staying on site, enjoying their holiday.
Yes, a wonderful place to have a holiday as well, but there are also people who will come in daily. Stands, I guess, not quite full, but they will be full this afternoon.
Jack length 28.5 metres.
One of the very few players to wear a cap. Used to wear a cap quite often.
Yes, I don't think he actually wore it in his first game, from what I could recall. I think I saw a little bit his first game, but maybe I'm wrong. But I know he has been wearing the cap the last couple of years.
Right on it, isn't he?
He certainly is. He started really well this morning. Again, I was speaking to Jason yesterday, and I think he did say he likes this time to play.
Your bowl, 1 inch short of jack high.
And the last ball as well, please.
2 inches past jack high.
Five balls, all very close to the jack.
Yes, he's been impressive so far, has Jason. Simon changing now to the forehand draw.
Really good stuff.
2 green.
Still 2 green.
Good grouping. All 4 balls within a foot. This one deliberately going behind. He likes this one. Oh, great strike.
He's coming in with it. And he pushed his own ball through.
Well, there we see the ball. Just now going to get sprayed. It's only about 15 inches away, so this is almost going to be impossible for Jason to draw this, I think.
One red.
That's a good second needed. Needs to stop.
Great try.
He had stopped, he was drawing
Yes,
the
I
shot.
think he was.
But there's only the one in it, so he realised that even if he was a yard away, it's still beatable for the 2. But goodness me, that was close.
That was a very good effort. Yeah, looks like the second shot going in. Well, he's turned his head around well. His Simon was in trouble.
Umpire, please. Take this one out.
The marker, Francis Fletcher.
2 red, measure for 3rd.
Fancied that the green ball is closer than this other red one. Dan Blewett will sort it out with Francis' help. Good call over that distance.
Yes,
That's
yes, never easy.
That's a good call over that distance. It really is.
Yeah, well done. But they
2
are
shots,
good.
Simon
Tend to
Skelton.
make the right calls most of the time.
Well, Simon Skelton
what,
fell
2
over the
green after 2
rankings.
ends?
He down as far as 24. 2 years ago. He was as high as number 5 in the world in 2010. So he's a more than accomplished player.
Jack length 25 metres.
Good history in the outdoor game as well. Going back to Commonwealth Games from my memory.
Yes, I think he played in Manchester, from what I would recall, with
David Holt.
Yes,
in the fours, got a
yes.
gold.
I think he'd also dyed his hair for that tournament as well, so he had a beautiful blonde looking hair.
I'll just let you describe that as beautiful, but that's good on you, Andy.
Wasn't too bad. But yes, he's got a gold medal there.
He did, and David Holt is now living and playing very successfully in Australia and has been for some time.
Try to recall the rink. Was it Robert Newman? I think he was also part of that rink, but I'm trying to think who else. Was it?
Can't remember who was playing at lead. Sang was number 2 on it.
Possibly John Ottaway? Possibly, not sure.
This will be an opportunity to repeat that success come the next games at
Your
Birmingham.
bowl, Jason, 16 inches short of Jack high.
Home
One
games
red.
usually very successful for the host nation.
Yes, looking forward to Birmingham with a different hat on this time, but I don't think I'll go into too much where I'm going to be involved with. Stay away from the controversial subjects.
You selector type people are just so dangerous. You really are.
Both players have started well, really have.
Yes, it's good stuff. Goodness me.
Well, talking about Jason being aggressive. I think he might be attacking here.
We'll have a look at it, see what the angles are. He hasn't got the best back position.
See Simon's ball. Doesn't need any help. Pushes it closer to his red ball. Excellent ball as well. Jason's running down here, trying not to use a timeout.
Oh, plenty of timeouts. You know, it's an important ball. This he's in a bit of bother.
I think we might see a strike.
Got one of them, maybe. Yep. Oh, that's a bonus. Well, one of the Reds has stayed on the rink right at the back. It's a bonus to get that one a yard just behind.
If you're 2 down and take one out, you're reasonably happy. Close again.
Well, he's prepared to try and draw another because he knows he's got the best back position.
One red.
It's just the one. This might be a different type of shot now. It might be a little punchy shot.
Yes, I don't think we'll be seeing a strike now. Only 1 down. Might just try the forehand draw, I think.
Let's see if he's trying to draw within an inch of the jack, or he pushes his own ball onto the red one. So he's going for the perfect draw. That's certainly tough.
Yes, I think it is, but he's only 1 down, so not in a lot of danger of losing more than 1 here.
Overcorrected after the running ball.
One shot, Simon Skelton.
Yes, it was a low percentage shot, but just a single.
Set score 3-3 after 3 ends.
So people still coming into the arena. Players usually just wait for a moment.
Jack length 25 metres.
Jason Greenslade's ranking history. He's been around now for 20 years, and he got as far as number 2 in 2006. So he's been at the very top in many ways.
Well, the first time I actually played in the World Championships was back in Ali Pali.
Yep,
Probably you could recall what year that was, but it was certainly
88.
88 was it? Right, right.
88.
So that's basically about 30 years ago. Basically, well, Jason Greenslade was actually also in the tournament, so it's been about for a long time.
Absolutely, I played in that as well. It was Hugh Duff won it.
That's right.
Do you remember who he beat in the final?
Win Richards.
He did. Well done, that man.
Oh,
that was close to getting the 2 balls.
Wow. You're right, Jason. That was a wow. That was close. He was after the 2 balls.
He
2 red.
He got an O, and he very nearly got an A.
Yes. That was close.
Good stuff. He's opened the jack, though. Again, but it is framing it. No, holes and gaps.
It'll be exactly the
3
same
red.
ball. I think it'll be a runner again. Forehand. Move some balls, pick up the jack.
Yeah, he's got 2 balls left, so he's got the recovery ball if it all goes wrong. No, it hasn't gone wrong. He's taken his 2 balls off, thrown balls off to the side, and the shot ball he played has gone through, but that's why you don't play those things with your last ball, Andy.
Exactly.
Because he's 3 down on the green.
Yes, he's going to be 4 down, but well, the nearest ball's about 5 yards away, so basically this will be 1 shot to somebody on this end.
Quick calculation there, 7 meters away. I think he could draw this.
7, yes. Even you would draw this
Well,
one.
I sort of teed that one up for you. I'll let him get one up on me here.
Well, you normally insult me here.
Oh,
anyway, so
absolutely.
I'm getting my own back.
Absolutely. Looking for a good first shot. Tell you what, that was testing.
Very good. I don't think Jason will be as brave as that.
No. No, I think
4
he'll
red.
just try and he has to make sure of the second shot.
Yes.
Absolutely essential. Make sure of the second shot and don't get too excited about
Timeout
getting
call.
the number 1.
Jason has 4 timeouts remaining.
He's used a time out here.
Well, this is where I worry about Jason sometimes. You know, he's very adventurous and he just can't afford to go for the number 1 shot.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. He just needs to beat the short balls, really. I mean, can't be brave and try to go for the shot.
Well, that's the short stuff dealt with. Yeah, he was being conservative and very sensible.
That's quite right.
One shot, Simon Skelton.
Set score 4-3 after 4 ends.
There are times to take a risk. It certainly wasn't one of them.
Jack length 26 metres.
Two rangefinders.
It's been a good standard. A lot of different types of shots, good drawing balls. Been a good game so far.
Your bowl now 22 inches short of jack high.
Well, according to the betting, Andy, there's not much in this match, all fairly even across.
Yeah, I would say the bookies have probably got it correct. It's just, especially second round matches, it's sometimes very difficult to split the players. I don't know. Probably Jason, slight favourite. I've not looked at your odds.
Only on one.
Is it?
It's all just
Right.
the rest of them are more or less even.
Are they?
Just for those that are inclined to be interested in these things, that's
Yes,
all.
yes.
So they just get in situations like people like to know. That's all on occasions.
Falls down and gets the shot. Well played.
Good ball.
One green.
Yes, getting the ball first was crucial there. He didn't want to get to the jack first.
Jason, you're going down to play this ball, but I don't see any advantage in playing it. I don't think you'll be going near this head. I think you should just be taking one.
Well, quite often what you can do in this situation is he's going to get one. He's thinking about where I'm going to place the jack the next time, and play a practice ball.
Yes, this could just be a practice ball. I'll be very surprised if he goes near this. As you say, David, I think this is a practice ball, probably for the next end. He's gone. Try
One
to throw
shot, Jason
the
Greenslade.
ball on the tee.
Yeah, I think he'll go long with the jack. It's more of an indication of where he's going to go.
Set score 4-4 after 5 ends.
All qualifiers are dangerous, of course, to the seeded players, but players who have been there before and come back into the
29.5
rankings,
metres.
well, they're even more dangerous.
Yeah, Simon's obviously experienced on the green, so I don't think it would be daunting for him turning up here. Yeah, he's been here, as you say, he's been as high as number is it 5, did you say, in the
5, yeah.
rankings? Yeah, so he's an experienced player.
Well, as expected, Jason's played a full-length ball. Here it comes. Yep, full-length ball to full-length jack. So it's quite clever, actually, of Jason to use his previous ball to the new length.
Exactly. Yeah, he used it well. Practiced, had a practice. Knew he was going to change the length. Good thinking. This is lacking a bit, I think. Don't think he's running.
1 green.
Well, that last ball of Jason is going to change Simon, so Simon will just be drawing here on the forehand side. Pass to the draw on the backhand is blocked.
Yes, the open side, especially on this length, Andy, that forehand becomes a bit easier to play.
Yes, and he's close.
Played that really well.
Yeah, really has. Changed his hand, took the pace on the line.
1 red.
A little bit of room, not too much. He's got to draw this within about 10 inches, I think, to score. Not easy.
No, not exactly being classed as a spare shot opportunity, but muscle memories there from the previous ball.
Goodness, oh, unlucky. Very unlucky. One in a measure, possibly. Looks like just the one.
It's just the one. Our rings are very accurate.
1 shot, Simon Skelton.
Set score 5-4 after 6 ends.
It's been a quality match, no doubt about that. Some great balls, nice conversion shots.
Yeah, very little to separate the players, I would say, at the moment. Very, very even game.
Jack length 25 metres.
Well, bearing in mind the history of these two players being around the circuit for long periods, had the opportunity to play each other, you would think many times. As it turns out, it's only been once.
I can't recall them playing too often.
Yeah, Simon Skelton won that. More of an indication when you look at how many matches they've actually won and lost against each other.
Well, you've got all these stats in. Go on and tell me the year. Tell me where it was.
It was in Wales, 2009.
There you go.
Yes.
You are unbelievable with these stats.
5-all, 9-3.
18 inches short of Jack Hine.
Simon Skelton's
One
played
red.
80 matches and he's won over half of them, 44. Jason, not too far away from that, 143, and he's won 82.
I think you've actually mentioned one or two of these players who have been on the green, and I'd be interested to see, because everybody appears to be about the 60 to 70%, don't they? The top
Absolutely,
players.
Absolutely. I'm leaving your stats to the end.
Yes.
So we'll see if we can break that particular record.
I don't want to know.
We'll find out tomorrow night.
I don't want to know. You're going to put me off.
I'll have them ready.
Good goal from Simon. Second
Two
shot.
red.
Oh, there you go, you see. Big wave.
Well done. Hope he plays the sport.
Yes, along with a whole lot of other sports.
Timeout called. Jason has 3 timeouts remaining.
That's what I always say to the youngsters, play every sport you possibly can. And if you happen to find one that you're good at, well, that's great.
Yeah, exactly, I'd agree. I'm sure he does play the others, the footballs and rugbies and cricket. Hopefully he plays bowls as well. Oh, Jason, a little bit of trouble here. Not sure if this is running.
He's not bad for weight.
Yeah, his pace was good. Second ball. Yeah.
1 red.
Good second, but sitting there out on the wing. Just drop that down to make a 3.
Yeah, chance here for Simon to, as you say, arrest the ball, score a 3. That would give him a good advantage going into the final 2 ends. Stalking off at this ball. I think he likes it.
Again, he's not far away. Needs to flop off his own. Well, that's pretty close.
1 red.
I think it's just the 1.
Yes, he was just shaking his head as he looked at that in the way past him. A change of hand here, Andy.
Yes, backhand draw. Forehand blocked out.
One shot, Simon Skelton.
This end, Jason, only dropping the 1.
Set score 6-4 after 7
Yes,
ends.
but 2 behind. He knows he has to score this end. You know, at a push, losing 1's not a disaster, but it certainly makes it hard. The last end loses a double. Wow. Almost impossible.
Yeah, Jason really has got to score here. He's going to be losing the
That
set,
makes
really, you
25 and a
feel.
half metres.
So big end for Jason.
He's definitely made big adjustments on that delivery. I think it's a lot more secure now in many ways.
Yeah, it's more static, as you say. Not a lot of body movement.
good. Doing good stuff. Both players are. Yes, as you were saying about the stats, Andy, don't tell all the story. They're just there for information, and I've got a very good... Oh, he's got this.
Oh, good strike.
Now, where's he going with it?
Oh, is that stayed in or not?
No, it's off the end.
Oh, he's unlucky because he followed through. If that had stayed in, that was unbeatable.
There was no chance of beating that if that had been on the line, but it's outside the line.
Oh, unlucky. Good strike. Yeah, we see it. He needed that jack to stay in the rink.
Yeah. There are little prongs down there. It's a very grippy material that's in the ditch. We have that in our own club, and it can run over the top at certain angles, but it's very rare. It usually grips hold of things.
Yeah, I think in the past we've actually had some ditch materials where the jack will run, but I'd agree this is a good one. It stops the jack right away.
That's not bad to the respot. The best I've seen really, Andy, is the corks that they used to use years ago.
Yeah.
Once something goes in there, it is literally just buried in it. It just doesn't run over the top at all.
Some outdoor clubs have sand as well, don't they? I mean, sand, that stops the jack normally.
Until it gets wet?
Yes. Then it becomes a bit messy.
It does, exactly. Oh, he's under this. Yep. Under for line, under for weight.
Still urging the ball up.
And there's a good gap between the two red balls. Jason has got a ball in the ditch, which is live as a toucher, so quite often he was thinking it's worth going for the two balls of the jack here. I'm not sure if he'll risk it with this one.
Yeah, I don't think he'll risk with this one, but I'd agree that we could see the green ball on the right hand side of the screen there. That's a target possibly for Jason with his final delivery.
Trying hard. Second shot.
One red.
It's not bad.
I think that gives him chances, gives him options really now with the final ball. So Simon needs another one in here.
Off it too much. Oh, that's a good ball. Been so much better if it had been a toucher.
Well, he's played this end well, but
two red.
Simon's final delivery catches the green, falls in, perfect ball. Well, I think we'll be running at this jack here now. Striking, needs the jack to go in the ditch. Oh, well played, Jason.
Played that well. Has he ever? It's off the rink. It'll go back on the respot. It'll be 1 to green. That's a very good ball.
A good ball and a good end. That really did change. First ball, brilliant ball from Simon. Great strike, good balls.
One shot, Jason Greenslade.
Yes, that one had everything. I think he played across that, actually, on the forehand.
He did. He played it well.
It was a difficult, difficult shot.
Yes. Hit this way.
Jack in the ditch was actually worth 2 or 3.
Yes, it was.
As it turns out, he really needed to get it, and he did. So 6-5.
Well, good set. Probably deserves almost like a tied set, I would say. Neither player really dominant, but it's been good balls. Enjoyed it.
Yes, I think that would be a fair result in this set.
I think it would.
It's been really good. And they're enjoying it. They're chatting away there, and they're enjoying the match because they're both playing well.
Yes.
Jack length 28 metres.
I've seen a few games as normal, and one player has just been the more dominant player, but I would say very evenly matched.
Once again, decent starter. Jason Greenslade's got a most unique grip on the ball. He wraps his hands all around it. It's very strange.
Last bowl is 12 inches
like
short
the
of Jack
David
high.
Bryant's grip. I could remember he used to almost have his fingers around it a bit like that.
Yeah. They're at an angle.
Yes.
It's very, very odd, really. And most players play with a much straighter fingers on the ball.
Yeah, more sort of parallel to the surface, don't they? But yeah, I agree, it's across the ball. Wow, good recovery from Jason.
Trying to get a good second. Hasn't worked this time, but he needs a good second shot before he can attack it.
2 green.
Jason running down here. Again, trying not to use a timeout. Might go deep here, David.
Yes, he's line 2. He probably needs a closer one, Andy, so a foot behind would be perfect.
Yes, probably would.
Shot clock running down, 30 seconds allowed. He's down to 10, no problems. He's very wide with this, so he must be thinking of the respot. I just can't see Simon playing that. I think Simon will say to himself, I need a good second here.
Yes.
I can't afford to lose it.
Yeah, I'd agree. I think I would expect Simon to draw the second. And is there going to be then room for Jason to draw another? It's been the backhand. Obviously doesn't like the forehand side. It looks more open on the 4.
No, he really wants to secure at least half a set out of this.
Yeah, I think in this position I'd agree. He'd be happy with a draw.
Yeah, he's good for number 2. Well, it'll be interesting to see what Jason plays here. I think personally you really should play the backhand because you're hidden.
Correct.
In the backhand.
Yeah, backhand. More open, doesn't want to broaden the target. A chance then to score a 2. Take the set, possibly.
Just trying to hide his ball in behind the front green one. Doesn't look right.
He's urging the ball up. I think he's going to be wrecked on his own.
Yeah. Well, 2 inches to draw the shot.
Yes. Well, looks like a tied set. Don't think it'll be adventurous. Can't take his own closest ball, so this needs a perfect draw in the backhand. This is difficult.
Well, he's interested. Stalking the ball. Doesn't look right to me.
Yeah, I don't think he's running. No, I think, well, we said even before this end started, a draw would be a fair result. And I think that's what we've got.
One shot, Jason Greenslade.
I think both players will probably agree with that as well. You know, it's been a good set of balls. We've had everything played and they're still smiling and chatting. I think that's a very fair result. Not always the case, but it is in this particular match.
Jack length, 29.5 metres.
Quite often the first end of the second set is a little bit loose because the adrenaline has sort of come down from the end of the first set.
2.5 feet.
It's a dangerous end, Andy.
Yes, it is a dangerous end, and sometimes players could pick a 2 or a 3 up, with both players slightly relaxing. Just the concentration drops slightly on the first end of the second set normally. This looks better though from Jason. Oh, still 2 feet. Needs to find a gap. Has.
Never take that.
That was a bonus.
You take that all day long.
One
Going
red.
through the gap. A little bit of a wry smile there from Simon. You don't often play for gaps of that size.
No,
so
you don't.
he was underneath the line. You want to come around the front green. Close with this.
Is he going to, oh, once again, just wrecked on his own ball. Weight better.
One
Weight was
red.
perfect. Well, surely Simon will not try to find the same gap on the backhand. He's got to change here.
Well, he can come around it, but he won't get very close if he does. Open hand, forehand. Yep, that's what he's playing. All the hands are playable, Andy.
Yes, they are. So this is a slightly more difficult hand at this length, but still playable. It's a good line. That's number 2. A bit of trouble here for Jason.
I was saying, Andy, it's
Too
such
red.
a risky thing, that first end. I always thought to myself, really concentrate hard
Yes.
on that first end, because you can just lose 3s and 4s so easily.
Yeah, well, this is a knockout head for Jason because the backhand draw is blocked out. I think he's going to have to be running at this and hope to get a result.
It's almost like a push and run shot. Punch something through and run on.
He's going. He's actually going away.
Oh, wow, that's, well, yeah, there's the acknowledgement. Very, very fortunate to get that.
One green.
He was under. Oh.
Your line 2, you're thinking, he's missed this, I can get a good 3, and
I know.
that one sneaks in through the back door.
Well, he did acknowledge his luck, which is fair to Jason. Yes, Simon will be a bit grieved. Line 2, chance to draw another.
Looking for the jack on the pickup. Oh, fell away.
Yeah, lucky.
Small margins.
Yes.
One
We're still
shot,
talking
Jason
to each other, it's
Greenslade.
okay.
Yes, still friendly. Yeah, he thought he was good
0-1
here.
after
Just
one
got his
end.
own ball too thick.
Jack length 29 metres.
Catherine Rednall, just at the top of the stand, waiting for her match this afternoon. And you can join us for BBC Two for that match. It's going to be an interesting one. Exciting player on the indoor rink.
Yeah, top player is Catherine, but she's got a hard game this afternoon. I mean, I actually practiced with Julie Forrest yesterday, and Julie was playing well. So, yeah, should be a good semi-final.
Yes, Julie's one of those players I think has got a real CV behind her. You know, lots of titles. Won the Scottish about 6 times, the British Isles 2 or 3 times, and the World Indoor Ladies from the WIBC, the Council won.
Yeah, in fact, Julie just won the Scottish singles about a couple of weeks ago, so I think that was title number 7, which is a phenomenal record. Good grief, phenomenal.
In Scotland, that's amazing.
1 red.
Yeah, so she's playing well. Should be a really good game.
Simon trying to slide this ball in. He's a little bit on the wide side.
Well, both players have gone slightly off at the start of the second set.
See what Jason does here. He's got a good shot in the backhand. He can play his own ball or drop inside and get the red one. He's got 2 seconds. If he gets his own ball onto the jack, he's got back position. This might be worth it.
Yes, might take a gamble.
Doesn't need a lot of weight.
He likes to play the attacking ball, does Jason. I think he's just sticking to the draw. There's probably room to draw the shot here.
He needs to roll off the edge. Hit it too solid. I think that was a wee chance, and
yes,
the normal
was,
Jason,
yeah.
Andy, would play that.
Yeah, I'd agree. Yeah, normally he would have more attacking. Chance for Simon to get the double. A foot to draw another shot.
Well, he's certainly wide enough. It's all on the weight.
Doesn't have the weight.
Well, interesting. Jason said he favoured his.
Oh.
Measure for shot.
No, maybe that was why he didn't play the running ball. If he did favour his shot.
Well, that would certainly be an explanation.
That looks red. I think it's Simon's.
Not much in it, is there?
One shot, Simon Skelton.
Set score 1-1 after 2 ends.
It's a good game this. I'm enjoying this game.
Yes.
A lot of quality play. Two guys out there enjoying it as well. There's certainly just enough pressure on each other to make sure they keep their form.
Meters.
Both aware of the fact that if they drop for an end or two, the match will be over.
Yes, it's tight and hard to call, and both tactically astute here as well. Simon sticking to the shorter length, Jason going a bit longer. I would say start of the second set, the standard is just dropped slightly. I think it'll pick up as this set progresses.
You're a tough man.
I know.
You really are.
I'm always tough up here.
And they let you be a selector. Oh, poor guys, that's all I can say. Always good to see experienced players going into selection. Instant credibility.
Yes, I think players do enjoy that. Ex-players, they know basically, well, I wouldn't say we always know what we're talking about, but we have got a good knowledge of the sport. So I think players often respect a selector who's played the sport before.
Yep, been there and at the top level. It's always good to see.
One green.
Needs to fall in, possibly.
It's good.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, not hesitating. Good striker as Jason. Oh, played. Oh, got all three.
That's a bonus. He was shouting clean to take the one ball out, but the other two, well, that's very helpful.
That was a bonus, really. I mean, he expected just to remove the shot, which he does. Perfect strike.
Well, the effect that has is no matter where this last ball goes, Jason will have an option that if it's close to take it out.
A good striker, Jason. He hits a high percentage of the target area. There's that shot well. Needs to run, Simon.
And bend, and he's made it, has he? Oh, what a big effort, just dropped away. Decent second, though.
Yes, good second. Always the target in singles.
One green.
One's not a disaster. Well, chance here for Jason. Any movement of the jack could score a 3. Just running, I think, too much.
I think he was sort of
One shot,
second
Jason
thing in his
Greenslade.
mind there was, with that weight, if I pick up the jack, I make a treble. Yes. And instead of concentrating on the first shot.
1-2 after 3 ends.
Yeah, I think you've almost got to try to draw another and hope you pick up the jack, really.
Jack length 29.5 meters.
shot from Simon there. That doesn't look a good ball for Simon now. That looks banging away. Nice line.
He's made the correction. Just needs to run a little bit more. That's all.
1 green.
That's a very good idea. Just the size of Potter's resort. It's enormous in terms of that back. The back stand, Andy, it really does look imposing if you haven't played here before.
Yes, it's quite intimidating atmosphere sometimes out there with the packed stands. Especially if sometimes your form is not as good as it has been. It's quite a scary place sometimes.
Well, you certainly don't want to be out there. You want to get off as quickly as possible. It's not a pleasant place to be in any final or any match if things aren't going well. But some people embrace it and love it. Others, well, find it just a bit too intimidating.
Yeah, it's a wonderful venue, the best venue that we play in by a long way.
Rob. Certainly closer.
1 green.
So 1 to green, that was a very quick and very confident call. So there must be a distance in it.
Jason, need another ball in the head here. Movement of the mat.
Just flip it back again, no problems. Didn't move any other way. Mat moves, and it does sometimes a big drive or something like that. The players just replace it again. There's no need for the marker umpire to be involved. Surprised he played that on the backhand.
Trying to promote his own ball here. A chance here for Simon. The closest green ball, or the shot ball, if that's removed, could score a 3 here. So, bit of a chance. Not an easy shot to play on the forehand, but...
No, probably worth a yard, though.
Yes.
Yard of extra weight. Now it's coming back, and it's coming back quick.
Well, he likes this because he's running after it.
Oh, has he got the gap of the jack? He doesn't want it too hard. Yeah.
Okay.
Unfortunately, as soon as he got into the jack, Andy, he was always going to lose.
Yes, with that pace, the jack does run quickly off the carpet. So good effort.
1 shot, Jason Greenslade.
1 to Jason.
Set score 1-3 after 4 ends.
Yeah, we see the jack moves quickly. He's never going to hold on to the red ball.
Jack length 29 metres.
About 2 feet short of the tee.
Once again, correction being made.
Yeah, I think he resisted the temptation there to play the forehand runner, so
Yep,
plays
one
a
green.
perfect draw on the backhand. Gets the shot, I think, Jason.
Hasn't been too many rash decisions by Jason.
No, he's been easier to call this morning, which is unusual.
It is unusual. I'm sort of waiting for something
Yes.
to happen. That's all, where he plays something completely off the wall.
Well, he tends to make us look stupid up here normally.
Some might say it's not that hard, but anyway, that's a different matter altogether.
Sticking to the backhand draw. A more conservative performance. Nice line.
It's not a shot, but it's a good ball.
One green.
It's in a receiving position. Jason moving to the forehand, looking for the target red ball or the jack.
He likes this one. He's urging the ball up. Needs to stay high.
Oh, he doesn't want to get the wrong side of this.
One in, one out.
Looks like it.
One green.
Lovely weight to tuck the jack in round the corner. Make a three. But it's sitting now jack high, and Simon a chance to punch that ball out or turn the jack himself for a double. Oh, he's coming down again. Oh, what's he looking at, Andy?
Well, I don't think he likes the look of it. The ball is just
Timeout call.
fractionally in front of the jack here, so this makes it harder for the ball to go out.
Simon has 4
Yes.
timeouts.
That's what we're looking at, Andy. You know, and if he's able to drag the jack, it's a bonus, because for him, the key ball is really this one. Difficulty he has is if he plays the forehand and he gets to the jack, he could lose more. But a little touch in the jack to the red ball would be good.
Yes, this looks like a shot you would play with 3-4 feet of weight.
Yes, some confidence.
Yes. So I don't think he'll be short.
Certainly looks like a slightly more inside line than normal.
Well, I think he likes the look of this. This is very close.
This is all about connection now.
He's played it well. Great ball.
Really good ball. He might have made a double out of this. That's a really good ball to get 2 shots in that head.
Well, he played it with 3 feet away, and that was
2
really
shots, Simon
a
Skelton.
hard shot, and played it exceptionally well. Here we see the ball coming down.
Set score
Perfect ball.
3-3 after 5
Takes it
ends.
2.
Yes, we're fortunate our commentary position allowed us to see that. You see the line absolutely perfect. As you say, Andy, at 2-3 feet, that is so difficult.
Yes, we've got a good view up here. See the good angle for the balls coming down.
Well, you've got a good view. I just watch the TV.
Yes.
I just watch the monitors.
To the shorter length.
Jack length 25 metres.
Jason's just
just
gone
under
off with his
4 feet.
first delivery.
Yes. I think sometimes when it's one player's playing long and the other player playing short, sometimes it just takes a bit of time to settle into the opening balls.
Yes, he's been good with the correction. And the second delivery's always been better. And here it comes again. Well, that's the complexities of the sport in many ways, Andy. You're not playing through a consistent length all the time. And on a test table, the line and the weight stays exactly the same.
1 green.
But not in real life, in the outdoor rink.
Especially in an outdoor rink, as you say, it does change. But signs here that Jason's just slightly moving ahead. That was a big bow in the last end from Simon, but Jason, I would say, just edging ahead here on this game. Needs a big ball from Simon. I think it could be 2 down here. Oh, he's not running. Needs a good one.
Favour 2 now.
Possibly just the 1 there.
Marker favours 2, but hard to tell.
It's a good correction. He's played a good end here.
Just occasionally you get a scruffy end, and it can be very costly.
This could be costly for Simon. Chance here for a 2 or a 3 for Jason.
It's his worst end of the match.
1 green and a measure.
End 6, 9 end set. Really need to punish this.
Jason would be disappointed if he doesn't score with this final delivery. Such a tight game, you've got to take these chances. Oh, are you running?
Oh, I don't believe this.
Oh, Jason, what a chance.
Wow, that could come back to bite him.
Yes, oh dear. Yeah, shaking the head there. That was a big opportunity.
More so if Simon gets away with just losing a single.
Yes, Simon's closest ball's about 3-4 feet away. If he's only dropping a 1, he'll be happy.
Umpire, please. 1 green, measure for second.
Well, the green ball's been chalked up. We're not sure. It's very difficult to tell.
Slightly favour red.
Oh, I think I'll let Dan Blewett get on with the job there. And
Yes, yeah, we'll wait and see which ball he removes. Yes, Jason's still shaking his head there. That was a big chance. Yeah, he's short. It's only 1. Simon's got away with 1.
more so because getting up the jack
One
was
shot,
fine,
Jason
but getting the red
Greenslade.
goal would have been even better.
Could have made a 3, but well,
Chance
score
missed,
3-4
but
after
we
6
move on. 3 ends to go in this match, having tied the first set, 6-all. Very rare to get 2 tied sets. It has happened. Well, it's happened quite a lot actually over the years, but there's you sort of think to yourself, it's you expect the second set to be won.
29.5 metres.
That's just before you say to me, Andy, how many times has it happened? But we have a statistical guru who provides us with a lot of information.
yes, Martin Gale every morning is giving us, well, he gives you the
Yeah,
information.
you arrive in with your postage stamp, that's all.
I arrived at 5 minutes to go. That's, is everything okay? You done your homework?
I'm coming down with paperwork here.
Yeah, Martin Gale once again produces all the good information. Statistical guru is what I've been
That's
told.
my.
That's what his title is.
That's what my term for him is. Statistical guru. Or if you're from certain parts of Belfast, my friends, a guru.
Oh, I see.
No, this just needs to drop on the red ball. Again, just a little bit
Yes,
loose.
yes. I think both players are probably starting to get a little bit nervy here. I think the standard has dropped slightly. They're sensing a quarter-final spot.
Yes, you can't afford to see the winning line too early. It's a bit like athletes celebrating, you know, a yard or two before the finishing line and someone comes past them.
Yes.
It's never the right thing to do. So, correction to be made.
Still needs to run. I think he's going to be blocked out here.
1 red.
It's not going to help Jason with the next one because that red ball has just been pushed down. Oh, has he missed? No, he hasn't. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, Andy.
Yes,
No.
chances. It's getting nervy.
Yeah, that was a big opportunity to add another.
Yeah, I think they both had opportunities. Well, Jason running up to the head here, running up to the mat. Still got plenty of time. See the shot clock in the back, 10 seconds.
Well, he's sticking on the backhand. Folks might be thinking, why not move to the forehand? But he just needs to go a bit wider and look for a jack high ball. Forehand wide open, but quite often when you play that after the backhand, you can drop short.
He's dropped shot again, not running.
Trying to sneak in the inside, but not enough.
1 red.
No, I think Simon should really play the forehand here now. Doesn't want to touch the green ball. Well, coming back, so he's going to be using a timeout. He doesn't have enough time now to play this.
Judy Potter in her usual seat.
Timeout called. Simon has 3 timeouts
Might
remaining.
need my colour palette out for that jacket.
Yes, nice yellow flower, but again, I don't know the colour.
Multiple. On a base of red. On a base of satin red.
Change him to the 4. Chance here.
Oh, he's very wide with this.
Yeah, I think he's playing on the safe side. Yeah, this will not count. Far too wide.
Can't blame him. The stage of the match. Get
1
it on the
shot, Simon
card.
Skelton.
And once again, Andy, very, very tight. 4
Yes,
all.
4-4. Well,
Set score 4-4.
you talked about
after
another
7-8.
tied set, and well, I don't think we'd be surprised to see one actually.
Jack length 24.5 metres.
Well, I spoke to a number of people and players about this match. No one could really separate them, including ourselves, Andy.
Yes.
I think we certainly got it right. They were more or less evens on the match, and it's proving that way. That's a better start from both players in this end.
Yes. And falls in.
The young man there looking very excited. Clapping away.
two better openers this time. Normally means we have a better all-round game here.
One
Good try.
green.
Well, both players going through a little bit. That's okay. And certainly in terms of Jason Greenslade, Simon wants to arrive. He wants to make sure he's reaching. But Jason doesn't want to leave a shoulder. He's eyeing the shot at the moment.
He's having a look. No.
It's just on the wrong side, but it's a shoulder to play off for both players.
Three.
Oh, Jason has favoured the forehand, but this looks a possibility easier on the backhand. The second red ball there, resting that, falls in.
Yes, what we're really looking at, Andy, is just getting into that and then dropping back on his own ball if he can. Keeps it reasonably well hidden.
2 timeouts remaining.
Danger with the forehand is there's a movement of the jack. You have to be quite brave to play that.
Yes, it does look a backhand shot. Jason, you're listening to us this morning.
I'm just going to say he's been remarkably conservative in his play.
Will you bend in time? Urging the ball up.
But where it's stopping's not bad for him.
Makes it harder for Simon.
One green.
Now, whilst it looked like an obvious shot to everyone, you have to know Jason. You have to know the player.
Yes.
And with Jason, anything is possible.
I think the last delivery will force Simon onto the forehand side. Just a forehand draw.
That's made it harder. Moving on to the forehand.
I think he likes this one.
He's not far away. It's just whether he's got too much or not.
It's to fall in.
Well, that looks good to me. I think he's got the shot.
One red.
Yep, he has indeed.
Well played.
That's a really good ball moving, Andy.
Yes. Changing his hand. Draws the shot. Yeah, wanted it to fall in. Yeah, bent enough to get the shot.
Well, he wasn't sure.
Timeout called. Jason has 1 timeout remaining.
Wanted it to fall.
He wanted the drop, but to be honest with you, the key is to get the shot.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, he was shot down. So.
Well, Jason could follow that. Just a little touch on the jack, make a double. Backhand's a little bit cluttered.
Yeah, ideally just playing this with just a foot of weight. Take the red ball out, set the jack, possibly 2 or 3.
He's trying hard with this one. Really trying hard.
Falls in.
Oh, he might have made it. Oh, that is close.
I think he has. Looks green from here, but yeah, Simon has
One shot,
pointed,
Jason
yes, pointed
Greenslade.
green. Well played, Jason Greenslade.
Oh, really good end of ball.
Set score 4-5 after 8 ends.
That was the difference of Simon Skelton's ball not dropping, Andy, and
Yes.
staying up.
Correct. In fact, all the balls held up. 5-4 to Jason. What do you think? 1 here to Simon.
Yes. and then a 3-end tie break
Yes, yeah.
down to the last ball.
It's looking like that.
Why not? We all love a tie break.
Back length 29 metres.
Apart from the players. Well, close to a full-length jack, 29 metres. Jason halfway up the green here, urging that ball up. I could tell you from this vantage point, you're not running. It's a yard. This will be a nervy end as well, I think, David.
Yes, absolutely. Both players looking for that one good ball, either to win the match.
Well, once again, Simon's halfway up the green as well. It's a clear run.
He's got the clear run, has he? A slight
Just
touch.
perfect.
Hey, tell you what, that touch really did help.
Big time.
And what I'm saying that is, without the touch, he would have been coming in jack high, and that
Yeah.
would have been a target for Jason.
A nice glance. You've got to say advantage Simon at the moment.
This needs to do a bit of work on the running. Not
Hard.
too far away.
Don't think he's got enough.
Always looked a little bit short. He was trying to encourage it forward.
Also, look where that ball has finished, on the centre line, making even the running ball. Now we could see the closest green ball on the centre line. That even makes it harder for Jason. So if this ball comes in close, Simon has got a good head here.
A little bit heavy, but it's still good, useful. I think the problem for Jason is that there's only one thing Jason doesn't ever want, and that's short balls, because he's got that drive to get out of jail.
And he's driven well in the match, so but I think he's blocked out for the drive, so this has just got to be the backhand draw. He's telling the ball to stop.
Certainly pushed through this, hasn't he? Yeah, overcorrection. That was a chance. He had 2 bites to get a really good second shot.
Yes, Jason has not played a good end here. He might be facing game down after this ball from Simon. Do you have enough run in, Simon? Oh, I don't think you do.
Goodness me. This really is a scruffy end, as you were saying, Andy, and it's just that. What a chance to lie match. Goodness me.
I fancied that one coming in. Fancied that one coming in for shot.
What a big chance that was. You know, your opponent's nowhere near it. You've got a very good, pretty secure single shot, and you've got 2 feet all around the jack. He's missed it.
Timeout called.
I wouldn't be at all
Jason
surprised
has
if
no
Jason
timeouts
draws a shot with this one now.
Yes, exactly. Less pressure on him. But again, it's still the backhand. No running ball on here.
Simon will be kicking himself if Jason gets in with this one.
Jason will be, if he doesn't get the shot, he'll be hoping for a good close second. I think he's heavy.
So do I. I think he's running through. Oh dear, it's a bit better, but not a lot.
1 red.
Oh dear me. What an end of balls for Jason Greenslade. And really with Simon Skelton now, this is his 3rd opportunity to draw close.
Yeah. Well, 15 inches to seal a spot in the quarter-final. You can't get a better opportunity than this for Simon Skelton.
Well, I'll tell you what, you'll get a big reaction from him if he does get this. Nice. It's a bit edgy here for getting back, but it's looking decent. Just needs to bend. I think he's there. Yep, that looks good for number 2.
I think so. I'm saying it hesitantly. I'm not sure, and I don't think Simon's sure either.
Well, he dropped. That's the key to it. He
Umpire,
dropped in.
please.
And take the one out and then measure it.
One red, measure for second.
Oh, heavens. What more drama can we have?
I slightly favour red.
So do I must admit. It was just that drop at the end, Andy, that's all. But we favour red on the rings as well. Just that little drop at the end was enough when the ball came down flat. Perfect view for us to see who's going to get this.
It's Simon.
Yep, there's the reaction. I knew you would get that reaction from Simon, because as a qualifier that is so important. It really is.
2 thoughts, second set and the match.
Big game. Great last ball.
Just made it. Certainly didn't take any risks in moving the jack, but old high line, it just drifted in. Ball drop. Jason Greenslade, well, he's out of the world singles. And Simon Skelton, well, he'll be absolutely delighted with that win. 6-all, 6-5, couldn't be any closer. Good stuff, very good match this morning. Two players really enjoying themselves, but an edgy finish. The crowd will just dissipate now, coming back for the next match. Very experienced players, both of them been around the circuit for a very long time. And it really was fantastic bowling in the first set in particular, really good stuff. Single shots nearly all the way too, 6-all. Some big balls, good conversion shots played. Was exciting, no doubt about that, and a beautiful takeout shot for 2 shots. That was Simon in the second set. And there's the last ball, and it just dropped, and that was enough on the measure to win by half an inch. And there's a reaction. That's how much it really means to qualifiers to come back, and Simon Skelton coming through the qualifiers is always difficult. He's through to the quarterfinals. And we look at the ends one. Well, there you go. Look how close everything is there. 9-all, shot scored, just that one shot separating the two players. And of course the touchers 7-5, but it was a fantastic game and a really good win for Simon.
Hardly anything between the two players, Corky. Simon alongside me. Simon, just tell us what it was like delivering that final bowl of the match.
A bit nerve-wracking, really. It's not easy to get centre ink on that length of the jack, so I knew I was good pace, but the ball was just hanging off, and I still wasn't sure whether it had got in or not when we come to the measure. So, but I knew I got a good chance.
We saw your reaction to the fact that the measure fell in your favour, and Corky was mentioning it as a qualifier to get through to the quarterfinals. What a great achievement that is. Perhaps you could just tell us from your perspective what it means to make it through to the quarterfinals once again.
Delighted to be back in the quarterfinals. I've had a few years away from Potters, dropped out the top 16, so I've played a few games to get here already. I'm just looking to go that step further this time.
Yeah,
having lost
crossed
in the semi-final twice.
Indeed, let's hope that you can do better. Simon, congratulations, well done, through to the quarterfinals, and in fact we can show you how things are shaping up in the last 16.
Well, what an exciting game that was. It went right to the wire. First set was tied, 6-all, then it came down to the narrowest of margins in the final set, and it is the qualifier, Simon Skelton, that took that 6-5 and takes his place in the quarterfinals. More games coming up for you today. 1 o'clock start. Be here because it's the defending champion Mark Dawes. He plays the Scottish international Michael Stepney. Following that we have Catherine Rednall versus Julie Forrest, the first of the ladies semi-finals. And then tonight 7:30 Alison Merrion MBE versus Ellen Faulkner. Enjoy your lunch and join us again at 1 o'clock.